So today what we're going to do is give you what I hope is kind of a fun way to practice doing addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division with positive and negative whole numbers. Those are called the integers. So I know you've already read over this, but let me hit the highlights. When you start the game, you start at 0. Now, later on, you may be somewhere else, but you're going to start at 0. You spin both spinners. It's your choice what you do with those two numbers. You can add them, subtract them, multiply them, divide them, whatever it is that you want. Now, when you divide, you do have to be careful about things like, you know, 1 and 3, and you're like, oh, I'm going to divide, I'm going to have 1/3. You have to have whole number answers. Okay? So we're not going to do that. So the result determines how many steps you will take and in which direction. So if you spun a -2 and a -1 and you decide to add them, you get -3, you'll move 3 spaces to the left. So again, you always need to land on an integer space, one of the circles. So that may limit what you can do, especially with division. For each move, you're going to record this, and I'm going to show you how to record it in just a second. And then if your move causes your marker to go off the board, you just lose your turn. You stay where you are, but you just lose your turn. Okay? And it's in some cases, that may be the smartest thing to do. The game ends when one player lands exactly on one of the 11s, which are the winner spaces. So let's take a look at these situations. So we have these 4 people who are playing the tug of war game. Cynthia begins with her turn at marker 15. She spins a 1 and a -3. She thinks she might be able to get to the winner space at 11 with this spin. Is that correct? Can she? How? She can absolutely get to the winner space. How can she get to the winner space? Yes. Yeah. If we take, we're going to start with the 15. And then you're going to do, all right, plus, what is the move? It's -3 minus 1. That's going to be 15 plus a -4 is 11. Winner. So you have to decide what you're going to do with the two numbers as to which direction they're going to move. All right, on this next one, Devin takes his turn. His marker is on the 1, so he's going to start on the 1. Plus, what's going to happen? Well, he spins a 4 and a -3. Is it possible for him to end up at either 11 or -11? Johnny? How?
If he multiplies 4 times -3, he'll get -12, and then if he adds that to 1, it will be -11.
Exactly. So he can get to the winner space that way. All right. Let's look. Gavin has his marker at 12. And he spins a -3 and a -2. Can he win on this turn? What does he need to get in order to end up at 11? He needs to get a -1. Is there any way to combine these either by adding or subtracting or multiplying or dividing that would give me -1? add them. Negative 3 plus the negative 2 is negative 5. That's not going to do it. If we subtract them, negative 3 minus negative 2 gives me 12 plus negative 1, and that's going to give me 11. Now, you can't always win. Let's take a look at this one. Mark is currently at negative 14 and spends a negative 3 and a 1. He sees a way to win. How can he do this? Well, he's going to want to end up at negative 11. There's no way he's getting to 11 from there, is there? So, what do we need to do to these two? Pardon? Okay. Negative 3 times negative 1. That's going to be negative 14 plus 3 is negative 11. You could do it by dividing too, because negative 3 divided by negative 1 would be positive 3. So that would work also. All right, any questions about that? Okay, so I don't want you to write anything for a while. I want you to just watch. So I'm starting the game. I have to start at 0. Again, don't write anything right now. I'm just illustrating what we'll need to have. Oh, I had this up. I must have, did I close it? Oh. In a minute, not right now, but in a minute, I just posted a link to, hang on just a moment. I'm gonna have to redo it. I apologize. I'll send the link to the other one in just a second. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to be green. So that's how you start. And you spin both spinners. And I got a 1 and a 1. Okay, so I have to take those two and do something with them. I'm going to add them. What's the result of that expression? 2. So if I started at 0, I'm adding 2, where do I end? 2. So now I'm starting at 2. I do the same thing again. Negative 4 and negative 2. I have to do something with those. I'm going to multiply them. That's going to be 8. So my ending point is now 10. Okay, unfortunately, there's not a lot of ways you can win from there. Sometimes being too close isn't great. Ooh, get another 1, get another 1. Yes. That doesn't happen very often. So I'm starting it at 10. I had 2 1s, so I'm just going to multiply them. Or what else could I do? I could divide them. So I win. If the other person didn't do it first.
Oh, really? Never.
Okay? Yes, ma'am. Do one more? Okay. So let me get rid of all this stuff. So I'm starting at 0. And I'm going to spin them both. I got a -2 and a 1. I'm going to multiply those. Or I could divide them. It would work out either way. So I've got -2 and 1, and I have to decide what I'm doing with those two numbers. I'm multiplying them. So the result of that is -2. So I started at 0. I'm moving to the left 2. So that 0 minus 2 is -2. So now I'm starting at -2. I'm going to go back over here. I'm at -2 now. Spun a 1 and a 2. So I've got a 1 and a 2. I'm going to subtract. So I started at -2. I added on a -1. Now I'm at -3. And we just keep going until we can get to -11. All right. Any questions about that? Yes.
As soon as we get to one of them, are we done with it?
No. Slacker. So, here's how this is going to work. You are going to play against your shoulder partner. Cooper, I'll explain what you're going to do in just a second. Okay? You're going to play against your shoulder partner. You need to record all of your stuff on your sheet. All right? Now, if you win and you're over here, you move back a desk. So if you're in, let's just do it this way. In this row, if you're the winner, you move back a desk. If you lose, you move up a desk. Just this row. This row, you're gonna stay put.
What if you lose and you're right there?
Wait.
Oh, then you're the big loser. Let me see a way to make this make sense. Hang on.
Is it just like people in a circle?
Like we go against the one in front of us, and the loser goes against
So, okay, let's do it this way. So, between these two, the loser stays put. The winner gets to move up a row. So, moves it there. The loser between you two moves down a row.
So is it like first to win this row?
No, you gotta make it all the way around and beat me.
So
What?
once you win in this row, do we go?
You go to the back of that one and work your way out.
So I'm in the first
So
row.
aren't you pretty?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're.
Pretty much.
Oh, no, can you
Like,
just
we
say
did
right?
this.
We can win like in
Pardon?
rounds.
You're gonna be partners.
For the first one, yeah.
Oh, if I win,
You win,
Alright.
you win.
Wait, so hold on. Is it by time or is it like whoever gets it the most?
No, it's not
chances?
time. You both take the same number of turns.
Oh.
It's not, I'm spinning like a, crazy person. And you must write out what you're doing, like I showed you up here. Okay, if you don't have those written out, then I declare you the loser.
All of those are going great.
Okay?
What if you run out of
Oh,
food?
oh my god.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Give one of your favorite.
I'm in the worst spot. Come on, give it to me.
Oh.
No, I did first.
Bro, that was so good.
Alright? Any questions about that? I will send you a new link because the link that I sent you, unfortunately, doesn't quite take you there. Okay. If you've already found it, great. Unfortunately, the one that I sent is okay. I just posted the new link, so you should be good to go.
What if I beat you first game?
Well, then I have to go that way. Then I have to